What is going on, everyone? My name is Jason, and this is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Okay, so 2021 is quickly coming to an end, and man, it's been quite a year for tech. And no doubt within the multitude of incredible devices that were launched this year, smartphones made up a big chunk of them. And because it's December going into January, I wanted to put together a video going over what could be deemed the best phone of 2021. Now, I recently put out a survey on my YouTube community tab, asking you guys what you thought was the best smartphone this year, and man, the results were pretty clear. The vast majority of you voted for this guy, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And look, it's not too surprising because it is a phenomenal device that is representative of what you would consider a top-end flagship device to be. And considering that the base model starts off at $1,099, I think it's fair to say that it better be pretty damn good. So in that vein, I'm gonna go over 3 distinct reasons why it could be argued that the iPhone 13 Pro Max is indeed the best smartphone of 2021, in case you just picked one up yourself, or are thinking about dropping the cash for one in the near future. Plus, at the end, I'm gonna go over whether or not I feel as though the 13 Pro Max is the best phone of 2021. Let me know in the comments which phone you think deserves the crown this year. Curious to see which phone gets the most love. Now, before we get into the review, in case you're new here, I'm Jason. I would really appreciate it if you take a sec to press that thumbs up button. It really does help out solo creators like myself get more traction on their videos, so help a brother out. And in case you're a tech junkie like me, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the reviews. Okay, the first reason why it could be argued that the iPhone 13 Pro Max is the best phone of 2021 is a big one, and that's for cameras. Camera quality is probably still the main component that is on people's minds when it comes to deciding which phone to go with, and I'm just gonna come on and say it. The iPhone 13 Pro Max, in my opinion, has the best cameras on any phone right now. Now, that's a pretty bold statement that I'm not sure everyone's gonna agree with, but let me explain why I think this is the case. Apple beefed up the hardware on their newest phones this year, and all 3 of the cameras on the back of the 13 Pro Max have larger sensors, with the main sensor also being equipped with Apple's sensor shift technology. All that to say that the pictures coming out of this phone are exceptional. Stills come off sharp, Apple continues to focus on providing accurate and vibrant colors, you get good contrast and really good dynamic range, and an extremely straightforward and intuitive user interface. The larger sensors give you better performance in low light, and better looking bokeh with a shallower depth of field, and Apple really crushes it with their computational photography. Having the copious amounts of power at its disposal from the A15 Bionic allows the cameras on the 13 Pro Max to leverage complex image processing tricks that gives you incredible photos that even traditional cameras would struggle to produce. The selfie camera performs fantastic as well, especially good at managing skin tones, and because it uses the depth sensors that are part of the Face ID hardware, I think it does the best with portrait mode selfies as well. Now, the other phones that could be argued as being the best when it comes to cameras is the new Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, which without question do exemplary with image quality. When compared side by side, the main reason why I say the iPhone 13 Pro Max edges out the Pixel this year is because the way it manages contrast. The iPhone doesn't artificially lift the shadows as much as the Pixel does, which preserves more of the details and gives a more natural, organic feel to the pictures. I do think that the Pixel has the potential to give users a better overall end product of an image that requires no post-editing or adjusting whatsoever when it hits the mark. But to me, and one of you put this in the comments on the survey and I totally agree with it, the iPhone 13 Pro Max's cameras are the most consistent when it comes to quality. And at the end of the day, I'd rather have 10 out of 10 really good photos than 2 out of 10 stellar photos, with the rest just being okay. Now, where I can understand there being reasonable argument about which phone has the best still image quality, there is no question that the iPhone 13 Pro Max clearly leads the pack when it comes to video. Apple continues to dominate this arena, mainly because again it leverages the beastly strength of the A15 Bionic to essentially capture and integrate multiple streams of video almost instantaneously, and that's why the footage comes out so rich with outstanding dynamic range, and because you can shoot in multiple frame rates, it gives you a lot of versatility in the types of shots that you're able to get. It's become clear that sharing videos is a lot more commonplace than what it was even a few years ago, and with the iPhone being so much better than everyone else in this area of performance, it's kinda easy to understand why it's so popular among consumers. Now, one of the main things that I noticed this year that, in my opinion, makes the iPhone 13 Pro Max a true contender for the best phone of 2021 is that it's better defined as a pro device than previous generations. And no doubt the best component that best illustrates this sentiment is the display. It's a massive 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR OLED panel that looks fantastic. The flat design with the symmetrical bezels makes it immersive, without getting in the way of functionality. And doing things like watching HDR content and playing games is extremely satisfying on this phone. But the primary change that came this year is the much waited for addition of Apple's ProMotion technology. It is no doubt late to the party, but as to be expected, the iPhone 13 Pro's implementation of a higher refresh rate display is superbly done. Navigating around the UI and scrolling through optimized apps is noticeably smoother, and iOS even on a standard 60Hz refresh rate was pretty silky, so now at 120 it's a really refined user experience. And to me, this addition finally makes the Pro lineup of the iPhone kind of worth it. It's been really difficult to justify the cost difference between the Pro and the non-Pro models up to this point, and even though that's still kind of the case, I do like that Apple is being more intentional about differentiating the two, and this to me is a good step forward. And a critical component to why this display is a success is the fact that the improved performance doesn't come at the cost of battery life. And that brings me to the last reason why it could be said that the iPhone 13 Pro Max is the best smartphone of 2021. This phone is an absolute beast when it comes to battery life. Considering just how much we use our phones for virtually everything now, battery life is far more important than you might think. And Apple did a very smart thing this year by actually making the iPhones thicker to accommodate bigger batteries. Nothing obtrusive that gets in the way of form factor, and it's pretty incredible how this minor change allows for some serious gains when it comes to power. If you guys haven't seen this video by Mr. Who's the Boss, going over the iPhone 13 lineup in relation to battery life, definitely check it out, it's really great. But the TLDR on the 13 Pro Max's battery life is that it's like next level good. Multiple tests have shown that the phone can last up to 10 hours with mixed use, and can easily last a whole day for most users, and can likely last for a solid 2 days for moderate to conservative users. I personally have not once had a circumstance where I drained the battery in one day if I started on a full charge, and I would say that I probably use my phone more than the average Joe, so being able to confidently take my phone around and use it liberally without any charging anxiety is surprisingly freeing. It allows you to fully enjoy everything that the 13 Pro Max has in its arsenal, which is quite a lot and pretty power demanding, without a second's hesitation. Given that we're all likely using our mobile devices more than ever before, trust me when I say this is a big deal, and you're going to find it really difficult to find a competitor that can even come close to what the 13 Pro Max brings to the table when it comes to battery. So yes, the 13 Pro Max has exemplary cameras, a gorgeous high refresh rate display, and the best battery life on any phone available. That said, do I consider it to be the best phone of 2021? Okay, honestly, it's a tough question to answer because, dude, there was just a lot of good phones put out this year. Like, I legit am still impressed by the Galaxy S21 Ultra. It's an absolute powerhouse of a phone that checks virtually all the boxes, and I still think it's the most badass when it comes to look and feel. Definitely the best Android phone for me, and honestly, I wouldn't have much to say against you if you think it's the best overall for 2021. I also think that the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro hit a home run this year. I wouldn't say that they're the best for 2021, but definitely the most improved in my opinion, and I'm eager to see how Google builds upon this new direction. But at the end of the day, the phone in my opinion that takes the crown as the best phone for 2021 isn't the iPhone 13 Pro Max, but actually the regular iPhone 13 Pro. You get the same capabilities and performance as the 13 Pro Max, but it's in a form factor that I find a lot more comfortable. It's easier to carry around, it's not as fatiguing to hold, you still get rock solid battery life, and the user experience is still really enjoyable. Plus you save $100, which is always nice, and to me it's just a better all-around phone when it comes to day-to-day use. Now again, I get that many of you may not agree with me at all and may not even have either of the iPhone 13 Pros on your list of contenders for top phone of 2021. So let me know in the comments if you're with me on Team Apple this year, or if you think another phone is more worthy of the crown. Would love to know which phones you guys think are better. Okay, that's about it for this review. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you guys found it useful. Again, I'd really appreciate it. Check out these other reviews if you're looking for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.